Robo-Trick-or-Treat. It was Halloween night, and all the kids in town were getting ready to go trick-or-treating. But there was one kid who wasn't dressed up in the usual ghost or witch costume. No, Timmy had something different in mind. He had been working on it for weeks, a homemade robot costume. It had blinking lights, buttons that didn't do anything, and a voice changer that made him sound like a real robot. When he put it on, he felt like the coolest robot ever. But as soon as Timmy stepped outside, something weird happened. His costume beeped, buzzed, and suddenly came to life. Beep boop. Candy detected. Must collect candy, the robot costume said, its lights blinking wildly. Okay. Timmy said, a little confused but also excited. I guess I'm trick-or-treating now. The robot suit took over, marching Timmy down the street like it had its own mind. Candy mission activated, it announced. Timmy couldn't control the costume, it went straight for the biggest houses in the neighborhood. At the first door, instead of saying, trick or treat, the suit blurted out, malfunction. Must have more candy. The door opened, and an old lady blinked at the robot on her doorstep. Well, aren't you adorable, she said, laughing. She dropped not one, not two, but 10 candy bars into Timmy's bucket. Whoa, Timmy said, looking into his bucket. This robot thing is working better than I thought. But the robot wasn't done. It zoomed down the block, dragging Timmy along with it. It didn't even knock on the next door, it just opened its chest panel and shot out a mechanical arm that grabbed a whole bowl of candy off a porch. Must gather sweets for future energy, the robot boomed. Timmy tried to stop it. Wait! We can't just take the candy. But the robot ignored him. It sped through the entire neighborhood like a candy collecting machine. In no time, Timmy's candy bucket was overflowing. The robot even managed to convince a group of parents to give him their candy. Beep boop. Sugar overload imminent, the robot warned. Just when Timmy thought he had enough candy to last him until next Halloween, the robot headed straight for the biggest house in town, the spooky mansion on the hill. Everyone knew it was haunted, but the robot wasn't afraid. Timmy gulped. Maybe we should skip this one? But the robot marched right up the creepy steps, its lights flickering. The door creaked open by itself, revealing a dark, dusty hallway. A ghost floated out. Instead of running away, the robot said, must initiate dance mode. Suddenly, the robot started breakdancing. It did the moonwalk, the robot shuffle, and even spun on its head. The ghost was so confused, it burst into laughter. Okay, fine, you win, the ghost said, handing over a giant candy bar. Best costume ever. When Timmy got home, he took off the robot suit, exhausted but thrilled. He had more candy than he'd ever seen in his life. As he flopped onto the couch, the robot suit beeped one last time. Mission complete. Happy Halloween, human. Timmy grinned. Best Halloween ever. And from that day on, Timmy always made sure to add a little extra weirdness to his costumes, because you never know when your costume might come to life.